Hi Aries, and welcome to your June 2017 General Tarot Forecast. I cannot believe we are in June. It feels so strange to me. I don't know, time has just been so different lately. It feels like it should still be like January or February to me. I don't know what happened, but here we are in June, and you guys are having a lot on your plate. You guys are having so much to accomplish, so much to compensate for, it seems like. You're holding on to a lot. And it seems like time is playing a strange role in that for you too, because you feel like you should finally be coming to a place where you're not having to hold on to so much. You feel like you should be coming to a place where there's like a little bit less on your plate. Not necessarily with your more inanimate or tangible goals, but I feel in relationships and your connections with other people, you are in a place where you do not want to be held to the standard that you are right now, or where you do not want to be compensating for everybody else around you, because that's what you guys have been doing. It's been all about compensating, all about holding on to something to a point that it's like analyzed and it's understood, and then when it comes to move past it, it becomes like this thing that's all of a sudden traumatic or difficult for other people or even yourself. So there's a need here in June for you Aries to be able to move past, to be able to let go, and to be able to maybe not really look back. You know, understanding the difference between moving forward with wisdom versus moving back looking back, you know what I mean? You really are supported right now to move forward in the way that you're so known for. You are the pioneer of the zodiac. You are the cardinal fire energy, the most forward thinking and energetically forward progressive signs of the zodiac. So it's time for you to embrace that, because I feel like since this Saturn retrograde started back, you guys especially have been in a place where you're like looking back, which is, it's a scary thing when Aries is looking back too much, because I feel like the rest of the zodiac signs kind of rely on all the cardinal signs to an extent, but especially Aries and Capricorn, I would say, to be like the front runners and to be like the people who are like moving forward and not looking back, and like everybody else is sort of building the foundation for you to do that on. Well, you guys have been more in that foundation related place. You've been more in that stability seeking, grounding energy, and that's made everybody else kind of come into this place where they have to push forward. So the energy is kind of skewed and everybody's kind of like swirling around and not moving forward, not necessarily moving backwards, but it's a very stagnant thing. I've talked to so many people through May about stagnant archetype and stagnant energy, and dealing with a lack of motion, a lack of mobility, and feeling like there's no other option. Saturn retrograde should bring options in Sagittarius. That's for most of the people who I've talked to who feel like they're healthy, who feel like they're in a good place, or who feel like they're not too weighed down. It's all about options for them. And even for some people who are really anchored down too, it becomes about like having a lot of options, and that's kind of working in a way that it's like they wish that they had something to focus on, but instead they have all these options and it's hard to choose. So that makes them feel motionless because they just kind of get stuck in their own head. For the people who are struggling with it. But people who are healthy, they're having the options. They're having a lot of different directions they can go, lots of different places they can put their energy into and get small rewards from that all come together and add up to be something really powerful. You know, if you're so hyper-focused right now, if you're trying to accomplish one thing and get all your power or resource from one thing, during the Saturn retrograde until about August, that's going to be very difficult. The more you focus in one direction, it seems the more you're focusing backwards. So that's not to say to stop, you know, pursuing your goals that you've been focusing on. Even if you have one goal, you still have to pursue it. Because Saturn retrograde is all about being able to continue what you've started thoroughly and not backing down from a challenge through difficulties. But that's the tender spot of Saturn in Sagittarius. Sagittarius being Jupiter's sign, Jupiter and Saturn being complete opposite principles. It's a bit of an oxymoron type of placement, because you have to be able to focus, but at the same time you have to be able to diversify your energy, if you will, and maintain that focus. It seems kind of impossible, but it is possible. I've seen some people be able to do it. Do I feel like I've been able to do it? Kind of. For me, I've kind of been in that boat where it's like I know that I have all these options. There are so many different places, and I have diversified my energy. I have put my energy into a lot of different sectors, But I'm still kind of in that place where that's kind of stressful for me because, you know, I'm the Scorpio. I'm like wanting to focus on one thing. I'm like the fixed water. So, but I have a lot of Sagittarius in my chart, so I'm really experiencing this Saturn transit, right? And it's been a very interesting period of my experience to have all of these things happening around me, like more things and more options, more opportunities, and more opportunities for stagnation than I've ever had before. You know, opportunities for success, opportunities for stagnation. It's just so many options. And I feel that it's the same for you right now, Aries, because it's the trine angle from Sagittarius with the Saturn transit going on right now. It really becomes for you guys a mission to not be overwhelmed by all of your options, okay? You know, you're also kind of called to see things for how they are. You might be convincing yourself that I can't handle all of this at once. I can't continue this way. And that might be a self-defeatist attitude that you're taking on, or a self-sabotaging sort of energy that you're getting into, where it seems like you actually can handle this and you can get past this, maybe a lot easier than you're giving yourself credit for. So it will also be a really good time this month in June to really look at things for the way that they are, to really have a clear picture of how strong you might actually be. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and look at this reading from the week to week standpoint, and we'll see what comes forward. In the first week, you guys have the Lovers reversed, rooted down by the Star reversed, 2 major arcana cards. For the record, you guys do have 3 in your reading this month, and they're the Lovers, the Star, and Death. So that's such powerful major arcana energy coming in. I feel that you will remember June very clearly. Anyway, so for the first week, it's about reassessing your vulnerability in your more like romantic or more close and trusted relationships. Are you being able to voice your authenticity? Are you being able to be real with people? Fakeness or lack of authenticity is a very draining, depleting thing for you right now. So it seems like it's better to gravitate towards people that you feel like understand you. You should have a good sixth sense for that. You should have a good meter for who does actually understand you, like small intuitive feelings that maybe this person is kind of acting like they get it, but they don't, and they're going to hold it against me. That seems to be very profound for you and very powerful and accurate. It's very likely that you come into the first part of June, Aries, with some kind of crossroads, and not expecting that necessarily, because for me, that's what the Lovers reverse represents, is coming to a crossroads, coming to new frontiers unexpectedly. So it's not like something that you've been planning for a long time and you knew you would be here, but you're having to make choices, pretty powerful choices in the first week. And these choices are, as it seems to me, regarding, you know, what is real in your life? Are you in a place where you can feel real? It seems very plastic right now, or it seems very colored by something that is not who you actually are. And that being rooted down by the Star reversed, that's where I'm sort of talking about the vulnerability and the authenticity. It can also be taking your aspiration to the next level, like if you are an artist or a performer, which is other things that the Star represents. Maybe you feel like the channel through which you were voicing that or pursuing that is no longer fitting. And that can really be for any career. It doesn't have to be something that's like performance, although most careers are in some way a performance. Maybe your channel or your catalyst for portraying that is no longer serving you or is no longer being the right way. It will be good to look at other options. Again, there's options to make other people see or help other people see where you're coming from in your career. That can also be in relationships. Like, how are you voicing yourself in relationships? Are you sending people long messages, long emails, or are you talking to them in person? Maybe by switching it up a little bit, you can voice yourself a little bit better. How do you make what is authentically yours known to the rest of the world? That's what it's all about in the first week for you, Aries. So in the second week, you guys have 4 of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by 7 of Cups reversed. This is where I sort of get the idea that you're really struggling to let go of something. It can be a past trauma, or it can be it can even be like happiness from the past, and when that new happiness has been like removed from your life, like for example, maybe an old relationship that you feel you didn't honor or appreciate in the moment, and now you're kind of feeling like you have to remember all the good times, but you know it's not possible to reconnect. That's possible for the second week, and the message is to be able to let go of it. Maybe write it down, maybe put it somewhere where you know you won't forget, or where you know you won't forget. It seems like you're scared of forgetting something nonetheless in the second week, and probably coming through May and June too. It's like you are worried that you will forget, you're worried that you will find yourself back at square one, and not accessing that wisdom that you've gained over around like the last year. I don't feel that will be the case, Aries, because you've really put your back into this, as you can see with the Ten of Wands there as your central theme. You've really gained like a strong muscle memory of, you know, emotional, spiritual, physical events that have happened in your life recently. It doesn't really go away, so it feels like you can exercise a little bit more freedom and liberation in your ability to let go of past difficulties. Okay, and that being rooted down by Seven of Cups reversed, it's like this is where you've got to see the reality. Maybe that's what helps you to let go, is seeing how things actually are, what you guys are good at. But I think maybe right now in this second, you're kind of maybe making something out to be maybe not quite what it is, because you feel like you need that. It's in like an effort for self-preservation that you do that. It will be really good to see you guys seeing your reality clearly and not having to make things out to be the way that they're not. This can also speak of substance and things that distract us from ourselves in the Seven of Cups. It can also be like longing for something that you can't have or that you don't have. And it's reversed. So hopefully you're seeing through that since it's reversed. You've got to kind of look at yourself in Seven of Cups, and it's kind of covered up by Ten of Wands, but you can always look on Google Images and find a picture of Seven of Cups, and the figure in Seven of Cups is black and dark, like a shadow. So it's like it represents you can lose sight of yourself through making other things out to be what they're not. When you do it to other things, like, for example, telling yourself that a relationship is healthy when it's actually not, or telling yourself that a certain career path brings you true authenticity or happiness or fulfillment when it does not. When you do that and you force that, you start to lose track of yourself because your body tries to match up to that. Your energy tries to become something that does actually find those things fulfilling, and your conscious mind can't quite catch up. So you have to watch out for that here. And it seems very easy to see. It seems very easy to reverse. Third week, you guys have Six of Pentacles rooted down by Death. Six of Pentacles reversed. So it seems like you're finally seeing through codependent relationships in your life. You're finally seeing people's true colors. Yeah, that's really profound for you this month. And that might be why you're tempted to see things for what they're not, just because you're used to it. Maybe there were a lot of liars in your life, or a lot of people who made a reality that was not true, and you just kind of became accustomed to believing them because you trusted them. And now you really have to not fall into that. You have to really look at things with your own eyes, and looking at yourself with your own eye, with like X-ray vision, instead of just seeing the surface of something. Because you can have a really big transformation. Death doesn't come up very often for me as a reader lately, so it's kind of interesting to see it back, especially in June. We'll go through Gemini time and move into Cancer time, which Cancer is kind of the first taste of death or ending energy in the zodiac. So, and that's also in the third week, which is when the sun will turn over. So that makes sense that death is there. It seems that you guys can really work with the Cancer energy and understand about endings and beginnings that come from endings. I think it will be good for you guys to be around Cancer, or to relate or learn something from Cancer this month. You can learn more about your experience. For those of you that have had a bad experience with Cancer, like, you can learn from them still through that bad experience or through your hindsight. So do think about that in the third week. It could also be a Scorpio, because death is ruled by Scorpio. So think of Cancers and Scorpios and how good, bad experiences you've had with them. Maybe reach out to those people if it feels right, if it feels like it's the right time, and like compare your scenarios and see what the common ground is. You can learn a lot through that. In the fourth week, you guys have Nine of Wands reversed, rooted down by Eight of Cups. Wow, just all of these archetypes for you guys this month are all just super heavy, super a little bit pessimistic or enduring. You are feeling tired, probably all through June a little bit. You have a really strong burst of energy coming from the beginning of the month. but you very much capitalize on that, I feel. Your career looks really good. Your money looks really good. I think that you can put a lot of energy into manifesting something really good in your resources. But energetically and spiritually, I see you feeling maybe a little bit drained at the end of the month, and needing to walk away from something. Maybe you do get back in touch with somebody from your past, as the 6 cards in tarot do usually represent that. And maybe you get tempted to make it more than what it needs to be, and you realize that you have to walk away. You may even realize here that a past version of yourself has held on, or is still there when you thought that it wasn't. Because 9 of Wands is all about something that is so hard to get rid of. That can be a good thing, you know, if it's like your life or your energy line. It's nice to have that to be hard to get rid of. But for like illnesses or leechy people or past versions of yourself that you no longer resonate, 9 of Wands is a little bit of a difficulty. And reversed, I feel that's why I kind of jumped to that, because it's like not really something that you favor right now. So there could be people kind of hanging on to your energy. There could be people kind of wanting to have some kind of control. If for those of you who've been struggling with like illness or long-term illness, I feel that you can learn actually in the 4th week how to get past it, because you see it for what it is in the 4th week. I feel that it's like a lot of you thought you got past this, or a lot of you thought that you had moved past these leechy people. And in the 4th week, you're very much reminded of them, but at the same time, you see them in their true colors, or you see like the root of your illness, and you're able to treat it or treat these people the way that it needs to, or the way that they need to be treated. And then you can very quickly walk away from the circumstance with 8 of Cups rooting that down, which is nice to see you guys do. 8 of Cups is such an Aries card to me. Like, people think of like Scorpio and Pisces, and which, sure, I mean, it's a heavy card. It's usually very emotional, but I really see that as an Aries related card too, because you guys, it doesn't matter like all the riches or wealth that you have, or everything that's great about where you currently are. If you know that you need to go a different direction, you're going to leave it behind, and you're going to pioneer. So that, and obviously depending on your sun, moon, rising, which you should check out those videos as well if this does or doesn't resonate for you. But I see you really getting back into your element in the 4th week after you identify what's still holding you back. That's what this month is all about for you guys in June, Aries, is identifying what is still holding you back, and then being able to walk away and pioneer in that direction. There might be a lot of loose ends to tie up. 9 and 10 of Wands, you have them both. There's a lot on your plate. There's a lot going on at once. You're not exactly maybe having time just to give to these problems. It's like you're having to deal with your family, you're having to deal with your work, you're having to deal with your finances, and then you also have these things that you need to like walk away from and get out of. So it will benefit you guys to like write things down, be organized, keep your planner going. I don't know, put reminders on your phone, and be more organized this month, because it will be very busy. You can make a lot more money this month, and know at the end of the day what you need to walk away from. I really think it'll be great for you guys. This is one of those months that's really powerful. Not necessarily easy, but easy to get away from and easy to change. Okay, so that's good news for you guys. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do that right now. That should be in the center of the screen. Also, you can check out your sun, moon, rising sign, or subscribe to my channel. I so appreciate you guys supporting me so much and being around so much last month. It was really great to talk to all my lovely Aries. So I'll be seeing you guys in July. Bye.